Some journeys are never written down. Only the wind remembers them. 5 people, 5 breaths, one direction toward water, toward shade, toward survival, still alive. The sun doesn't only burn skin, it slowly grinds down willpower, hour after merciless hour. And the Sahara never sends anyone off gently. It tests each step, breath, and choice. A 45-year-old father leads them by instinct, by scars, by memory of distant rains. Life out here always carries its venom, thorns, thirst, heat, and the silence between heartbeats. The young hunter runs ahead, scanning the dunes, so the line does not lose its way. When the wind changes its voice, the desert speaks in storms, louder than prayer. Stopping at the right moment is the oldest survival skill, learned before words existed. No metal, no machines. Only hands, stone, fiber, and time, working against extinction every day. The storm does not arrive like anger. It arrives like fate, swallowing light and direction. The oldest woman holds the calm for everyone, when panic would waste the last water. In a night of sand, the most precious thing is staying close, touching, counting breaths. Sand strikes the cloth like knocks at the door, insisting the world is hostile. One piece of flint can be the life of the night, sparking warmth from nothing. When humans hide, other creatures pass by, as if they were owners of sand. There are moments when the world becomes nothing but wind, and you learn to endure. A leader is not allowed to be afraid, even when fear sits in the chest. And then, even the desert grows tired, the gusts weaken, and the sky releases them. Morning comes not as a reward, but as a chance to stand and move again. They count again. Water, flint, stone blades, and one another. The inventory of survival. Up high, the most patient watchers always wait, circling shadows that measure weakness below. Food is not found. It is taken from the earth with stone, nails, and stubbornness. In a family, order is never written down, yet everyone understands what must be done. The Sahara does not change. People change, adapt, or disappear into the dunes forever. After the storm, they keep moving, not from courage, but because stillness means death. Each step asks one question: is there water ahead, or only more burning distance? Footprints do not lie. Where there are tracks, there has been life. Recently, nearby. Age is not left behind. It is carried by loyalty, side by side, step by step. And then the climate changes its voice. Cold begins to call their names on the horizon. From scorching heat to biting cold, they step into another world, breath by breath. Cold rarely kills in an instant. It steals warmth slowly, minute after minute, quietly. A small flame becomes their private sun, a fragile circle of light and hope. This wind carries no sand. It carries needles of ice that sting exposed skin. Eyes watch from far, ridges, patient predators waiting for humans to weaken and stumble. In a snowstorm, the land itself becomes a wall, stone, drift, and white blindness. One wrong step, and you fall out of the story into silence, cold, and depth. The tracks are deep, fresh, heavy. Something large is near, moving with purpose now. A bear, no evil, only hunger, and the instinct to guard the ground it owns today. When you meet a predator, the best victory is walking away without a fight. But nature does not negotiate. It sets the terms, and it collects the price. Old age is where the cold strikes first, slipping through bone and breath fast. And then it hears them, the scrape of steps, the heat of life, the scent. They are not hunting the bear. They are asking, silently, for permission to live. Real strength sometimes needs only to be present, standing firm, not shouting, not chasing. Stepping back isn't cowardice. Stepping back is strategy, space, time, and another breath carefully earned. The blizzard arrives like a curtain, tearing sight away, cutting the world into fragments. There are moments when a mother becomes the compass, pulling the family through darkness. No more road, only direction, only the next step, chosen by instinct and stubborn hope alone. They tie themselves together in one line, so the cold cannot separate them again. In a storm, even the strong choose to hide, because survival is not pride. Nature is majestic and destructive at once, beautiful, indifferent, and always larger than them all. A shallow hollow of stone becomes their roof of hope. Small, but enough tonight. Ancient knowledge lives in the smallest things. Herbs, flint, knots, and careful hands still. The distance between human and beast is only a layer of rock trembling thin. Fire does not only warm, it protects the mind, holding fear outside the circle. Every storm has an end if you are still breathing when the worst passes over. Tomorrow they walk again, because ahead lies lower land and maybe running water near. Light returns, never warm yet enough to see the way and stand up once more today. They leave the white behind, heading for where water runs and the land softens. Between two rivers, the world softens, and even the air feels gentler on skin. After sand and ice, they touch mud, and mud means you can finally stay. Where there are birds, there are fish. Where there are fish, there is life again. Dryness still exists, but water here knows how to return, season after season. One mouthful of fresh water can change a fate and steady a shaking heart. They choose a place between water and land, so neither can swallow them whole. The marsh is not silent. It whispers through 1,000 currents and hidden channels. For the first time in days, food is not luck. It is skill, practiced and earned. A new land always has old owners and old laws written without words. A warm meal is a ritual of rebirth. The body remembering it can endure. Evening here does not scorch. It softens, like an invitation to breathe. They understand. Mud can become walls, and water can become roads and roots. No fired bricks, only earth, fiber, and sun pressed together by patient hands. Time here works with them, drying, setting, and turning effort into shelter. A shelter begins with a straight line and belief that tomorrow will come. Small life is a sign that greater life will follow, gathering in the reeds. The dry season reminds them water must be held, guided, and protected well. They do not name a canal, they only call it a way to survive. A narrow ribbon of water is a promise of the next season and the next. A home is not only walls, a home is order and a place for tools. Above, the sky points the way for those who know how to look and wait. And then the deciding moment arrives, not with thunder, but with silence and clarity. They do not know the word empire. They only know, here we can live. A small dot on the map is sometimes where history begins, quietly, at dusk. They are not the only ones who hear the call of water carried on wind. They come carrying no war, only the need to belong, to rest, to drink. In the Stone Age, trust is the most expensive asset, earned one gesture at a time. A gift is the oldest language of peace, spoken without words, hand to hand. One family becomes a group becomes a community, warmed by firelight. And from mud, water, and rough hands, an age will rise, not by magic, but by staying